I've had a few emails recently from a couple of from some subscribers asking a couple of questions about the system builder and is there a way to find um, this, that, and the other. So I just thought I'd make a quick little video showing, explaining what these people were asking, which I've already explained to them, but show it to a wider audience. And also just a couple of other things you can use on the system builder. It's not just about creating systems; it's about finding angles, finding stats and past data. Okay. So another thing I just want to explain, if you weren't aware, if you click this is if you're in any of the pages, if you click this menu, navigation menu, that closes the menu and that opens it again. Okay. And you've got if you're saving your systems, I have loads that I'm working on using. You can click the bar to the left of it, and that will close this up, and that will give you the full, if you wanted to do them both, that will give you the full page. Okay. So I'm going to just feel comfortable with it like that. So that's how I always use it. But so here we go. So the first one was, is it possible, someone asked, is it possible to find how a trainer performs with a horse that he asked for blinkers first time? Okay, so let's go back to, let's just put a year in and we'll go back to greater or equal. Let's go back a couple of years to 23. Okay. So the next thing is we are going to use headgear. Okay, this is headgear and equal, and all of the items with an asterisk are the first time. So visor first time, tongue tie first time, cheek pieces first time. It's just out of shot, unfortunately, here, but there is blinkers up there. So blinkers first time. Okay, now I'm just going to narrow this down a little bit. Just for this one, I'm going to use flat. Okay, so we've got our breakdowns. This is the breakdown settings. This will be shown underneath the results. So these are all of the categories I've currently got for the breakdowns. There's more you can use. You can, all the ones that are unticked you can add. Okay, all down to the BSP odds and things like that. The ratings, etc. But obviously the one I want to look at here is this one here, trainer name. Okay, so they're all going to be shown. But let's run this now. So you need to click include breakdowns. We're looking for the results from 2023 for horses with blinkers first time. Okay, so that's all set. Click apply rules. Right. Okay, so there's 1890 in that time. So if we go down, we can see we go to the list of trainers, which is jockeys, trainers. And you can do what you want with this, but if I just sort by wins, and you can see here is your list, the top trainers since 2003 on the flat by number of wins with the number of bets, strike rates, and if you wanted to, profit loss. So clearly over 20%, both William Haggis and John and Thady Gosden, excuse me, with 8 wins from 30 odd. Okay. 10%, Rafe Beckett. You can sort by winning strike rate, but you're probably going to end up with lots with just one. So you could say here, you could then start going down the number of bets to those with a decent amount, and you can see Rod Millman's had 5 winners from 16 runners that had blinkers first time, which is 30% strike rate. Okay, definitely something you might want to you might want to look at. Okay, we had William Haggis. We've got Eve Johnson Houghton, 4 winners from 20, 21% strike rate. Okay. There's another video I've made where you can copy the list into Excel and then sort all of these how you want to. Okay. But if you wanted to sort by bets, you can see Archie Watson's had the most horses with Blinkers First Time going down the list here with their win percentages. If you did do the what would we look at? Wins. Let's look at wins. 0, okay? And then you could go down the list here. You see Amy Murphy's had 21 runners with Blinkers First Time, 28 losers. Something you definitely might want to bear in mind, add to a system idea or whatever, okay? And you can change that to Pfizer First Time, Cheek Pieces First Time, whatever you want to try. So that's how to find your trainers. And then if you wanted to use one that you were wanted to follow, you could then add the trainer name. Add the trainer name. Where are we? Add the trainer name here. Okay, whoever you wanted to. And if you click declarations, you could save that as not particularly a system, but a shortlist or whatever you want to do. Click declarations and add it as a system. So you could call it John and Thady Johnson Blinkers First Time. Okay. So if we did look today, apply the rules. Let's put includes. Just a bit easier with this one. Contains Gosden, and that will definitely give us those. Okay. And none. So there's no runners today for John and Thady Johnson Blinkers First Time, but you can run this every day, or you could add a list. Again, there's another video on how to add more than one trainer name, and you can add a list and run this every day under the declarations. Okay, so that's the first one. The second one was again regarding trainers, and it was asking. Someone asked how to find is it possible to see how trainers do running from the last time out winner and also within a short time. Okay, so if we'll change headgear to, actually let me change that to, no, let me delete headgear. Okay, delete the trainer name. We'll stick to the flat. Of course, you can change to jumps, and you can also change to the race type. Okay, and choose any type you want, but we'll stick to, sorry, this is a bit out of the way. Stick to flat or jumps. Flat, okay. So then you could search for LTO position 1, or add, not search for, LTO position numeric equals 1, okay. Include breakdowns, and we're looking for trainers again, so we'll run that again. Again, this is back to 2023. You can run it back to over the last 10 years at all times. And then when we've got our list, we can scroll down to the trainers again. So you've got horse that won last time out. Has the trainer performed after a winner? Does he win again? So sort by wins first of all. You can sort how you want, obviously. Charlie Appleby, excellent. Look at that, 40% strike rate, half decent profit, 96 winners from 244. So that's definitely something you're going to be wanting to look at. Charlie Appleby, it's quite obvious, I suppose. He has a lot of decent horses, but it's an excellent strike rate from horses that won last time out, and a pretty decent profit. Carl Burke again, 22%, nice profit. More about the percent, so you can narrow down your trainers. Okay. If we went to strike rate and look down the list to find maybe someone who's had a lot of runners and not many winners, trainer that we might have heard of. A lot of obscure trainers here. Here we go. Adam West, John O'Shea, Pat Phelan, one winner from not many. Scott Dixon, 7 winners from 86, only an 8% strike rate. So this is the lower end. If you can run down the bottom if you wanted to, but if you click the strike rate twice, you'll get 100%. So these are just trainers who've had one. But again, if you go down the list, Thor Hammer Hansen, 4 from 10 to 40% strike rate. Lauren Young, 4 from 12. So plenty of, oh gosh, sorry, looking at bloody jeez. What happened there? Sorry. Trainers, winning strike rate, 100%. Okay. So let's look down this list. Jeff Baldroyd, 10 from 24, 41% strike rate when he's from a winner last time out. Definitely worth knowing. Okay. So add that to add the trainer name, perhaps if you wanted to, one last time out. Save it as a trainer win last time out file. Add it to your system builders every day. Run it in declarations. Okay. You can add a list of, say there's a video with a list. I'll show you how to add a list rather than having to type each trainer name each time. So you can have a comma separated list under trainer name. Okay. And in fact, one might come up here if I'm lucky. Equal in. If you have the list, you need in. And here I've got one here. This isn't the list. This is another list. This is how it goes. Okay. So just for example, this isn't the trainer list we wanted, but we've got declarations. There's a comma separated list that was already saved on my settings or however that was saved. Click declarations. Okay, and there's 9 of these trainers which aren't anything to do with the ones that we particularly looked at just now, but it's just a list of trainers. Okay. So you can run that every day, just one trainer name or a list of trainers, and it'll give you the list of, well, there's 9. There's 5 today and 4 tomorrow. Okay, all set by race time. So that's an easy way to find rather than save you a lot of time scrolling through the race cards. Okay, so that's another one with the trainers. Another one was going to be finding favourites at a certain course. Okay, so we'll stick to flat again. We'll stick to 2003. We'll go for any course. We'll have course name equals, let's go for Hamilton. We'll get rid of, we'll overrun that one, trainer name. What we'll have is you can have BSP rank, but we'll stick to, just for this one, SP rank. Okay, so that's the official industry results. Okay, so SP rank equals 1. So now this is the favourite at Hamilton, obviously on the flat because there's no jumps at Hamilton since 2023. Okay, we've got our breakdowns. We'll leave that for the minute. What you can do, or let me run these first. Okay, so we're looking for how the favourites performed in the last couple of years at Hamilton. Okay, so 36% strike rate. Okay, profit, we're really looking at the strike rate for now. But there's just other things you might want to look at, and some of those are the class of race. Okay, there's not many top class races at Hamilton, but you could, whatever course you choose, you could look at the difference between it's pretty standard here. Not great for class 3, but that's just coincidental. Going, okay, the going on heavy is a lot less than on the other goings, which is interesting. Non-handicaps, 53% strike rate to 32% or 33% in non-handicaps. Okay, so again, these are the sort of things you might want to look at. It's excellent strike rate on non-handicaps at Hamilton. Okay, forget the profit for now. This is just to narrow down your, just to find an angle. Okay, number of runners declared. That sort of gets less generally as you get bigger, although it's not too bad at 14 runners, even 41%. You might want to just also you could look at trainers, you could look at jockeys if you wanted to, favourites at a course. I was just going to look at the BSP if there's anything, again, that'll sort of generally be more for the shorter priced horses. BSP rank slightly different to SP rank, but generally it's very similar. Okay, so you can run that for any track, whatever the track is today. In fact, it is Goodwood today, so let's have a look at Goodwood, how the favourites performed at Goodwood. If you use just one course, you use equal in this box. If you use more than one, you need in. Okay, but we're just going to use one. So let's check the Goodwood favourites. 2023, 34. Can't remember what Hamilton was now, but it's about the same profit as well, actually. Class of race, similar. Going, no difference there really. Good going is worse, interestingly. Non-handicap, handicap races, okay, number of runners declared. All of these you can check, okay? You can check all of these, but these are all the stats. There's been 21 favourites that ran in the last 7 days, okay? 8 of them have won, and this is just at Goodwood, okay? So you can check the win percentages, and again, you can do that for any course on the day, okay? And that will give you the statistics for favourites at any course you want to choose. Again, you can change it to jumps or whatever. Last one I'm just going to look at today, we just looked at briefly there, but I just wanted to look at this again, would be trainers, okay? So I'm going to delete the courses and I'm going to look at number of days since the horse ran. Okay. Days since run, okay. I'm going to put between 1 and 7. So this is the last 7 days, either ran yesterday or within the last week. Okay. And we're going to look again at trainers who might be good at producing horses very quickly after a run. So we'll run that again. Okay. And 16% of horses won if they ran in the last 7 days. Okay. You can add finishing position, last time out position equals 1. So horses that won in the last 7 days. But let's just look at this one. And we go down to trainers, not jockeys this time. There's the trainers. And again, sort by how you want. You click twice to get the highest one. So Jim Goldie has had a 20% strike rate. To be fair, they're all similarly 20%. But he's had a lot of, let's have a look at who's had the most bets. Jim Goldie, actually, 271 horses that ran within the last 7 days, 54% winners, okay? 54 winners, 20%. So let's go for percentage. Let's try and find Donald Willens. I hope he's still training. I'm not sure if he's still training, but he's very good at bringing horses out within the last week. 9 winners from 16 runs. Just something quite interesting. Tina Jackson, Gary and Josh Moore, 8 from 19, 42% strike rate. Definitely just something. Richard Spencer had a good run recently, I believe. 7 out of 19 horses that ran within the last 7 days, 36% strike rate. So if you wanted to, and check out my the video where I showed you how to manipulate these, you can copy. I'll just show you. You just copy as far as you want to go down. You can copy the whole lot, trainers, paste it into an Excel sheet, and sort by the columns, sort by the number of runners. I mean, you want jockeys, trainers who've had a minimum of 10 or 15 runs or whatever. Choose the ones with the highest percent and then save them as a comma-separated list. You can then add to your, let's add that to the list we had previously. And trainer name in. If it's one trainer, you can use equal. Trainer name, there's a different list here that I've had saved for another use. And you can you could save that file with your list of trainers, save it over to here, add a system, and declarations, and apply the rules. So you can then find out you've got your list of trainers who you're following that do well with horses who've run within 7 days. Okay, save that as a file, open it up every day, and there's none today, but there's 4 tomorrow, just on this list. This isn't the particular list that we were looking at. Okay, but once you've got your list of trainers you want to follow who have a good strike rate, good win percentage, or profit, or whatever you want to do on horses that ran within in the last 7 days, save it as a file, and you can use it every day. So that's just 4 ideas. It's the System Builder. It's not just for systems, definitely for declarations. I use it every day for declarations. It saves you, okay, it might not be so difficult finding horses that ran 7 days, but you're tying it into your list of trainers. And if you're going through the race cards, it's going to take a long, long time, whereas you can just open this up, save it as perhaps, trainers, whatever you want to name it, trainers within 7 days, update and save it, and then you can open it every day and see if you've got any selections. So there you go, just some good ways of using the System Builder, and I hope that gives you some food for thought. Thanks. Yeah, sorry, there was one more, I wanted to just show, and this was regarding the draw. And you can actually verify. I'm just looking at Chester here. Obviously, in our heads, we've got that certainly over 5 and 6 furlongs, the low draws are much better. Okay, so let's just look. We've got. I've gone back a bit further here. 2018 at Chester, over 5 furlongs, number of runners or greater or equal 8. Okay, so I'm just going to run that now. And then if we go down to draw, so this gives you all the races over 5 furlongs, and this is the stall number here. So stall number 1, 53 bets, 7 winners, 13% strike rate. So you can see actually it's not quite as marked as perhaps we might have thought. Does get less in places, but really there's not that many. There's not that much difference. If we check, we could say less or equal a mile and see how that works out. There's 8 runners or more at Chester. Okay, let's go back now to the draw. Okay, so there are more. There's obviously going to be more horses in stall 1, 2, and 3, and 4, etc. than outside here, but we've still got the winning percentage. Okay, it's the number of winners. It's all relevant. But the inside 3 stalls here. So there could be something worth checking between 6 furlongs and a mile. Maybe 5 furlongs isn't quite as important. We could look at. So we've got now. We're looking at Chester. So you can do this every day whenever there's a meeting, any race you're interested in. We generally think the inside stalls the best. Obviously, it's going to depend. You could also add the run style of the horse. I'm going to just show you where it is. You could add run style. So if you had horses that were run style 1, okay, let's run it. So these are horses that generally like to lead. Okay, so now we're looking at Chester. 8 or more runners, less than a mile or less, and those horses that had a run style of 1 on the race card, on our race cards, who like to lead. Okay. And we can remember that the last time there was definitely an advantage for the inside 3. Draw. Yeah, it helps a little bit, I suppose. I think these are slightly bigger, but would you look at 4 and 5 perhaps being squeezed out by 1, 2, and 3? Just something you might want to look at. Chester, it's definitely advantage on the inside for most of the races, but 5 furlongs was interesting. We can look at one other thing you can look at is what about the favourites? So we use SP favourite again. SP rank equals 1. Okay, so we're now looking at the favourites over a mile or less at Chester. So what happens? Do they have a better chance? Is it the same? Is it worth ignoring favourites if they're not what we think is drawn particularly well at Chester? And the draw is definitely, well, there's still a very good advantage on stall 1 and 2. It's definitely averaged out, to the first 8 stalls or so, even all of them. So, if you've got a favourite, perhaps not worth, and you're a little bit worried, perhaps not so much. It's not drawn in the first couple of stalls at Chester. But so you can do that with any course, any distance. Probably best to use, 8 runners or more, because there can be disadvantages in smaller fields, but generally it's going to be in bigger fields you're going to be wanting to look at. You can look at straight courses over time and see how those have performed. I just looked at Chester. Bevel is another one we think it's or it's in our head that it's better to be drawn on the inside, but worth having a look. And that's just the other angle I wanted to show you today. So another way of using the system builder, not particularly for a system, but just for looking back at facts, easy ways of looking at the form, researching the form.